All right, so let's talk about the data. Here we go. We have a data. What is a data? So if you remember, there's always a research question that you want to find out the answer. Research question can be various. So for example, I have a research question. If you remember, the same example. What is the average height of a male who live in Auckland City, right? I have a specific this research question. As a mayor, as an administrator, I want to know what is the average height of male in the Auckland City. So to find out the solution, definitely we need to collect the data. So the data, as I mentioned, it is not the short process. It is a long process. It is a science. You must collect that information, and then you're going to organize, summarize, and analyze it to find out the conclusion. So we're going to do this work by collecting, organizing, summarizing, and analyzing. So again, data, you need to have two important components. One is individual. Who's going to give you that information, right? So usually you need a participant. So individual. So more participant is better. The more, if you have many people who give the information, that's always good, right? So the more participants, the better outcomes. So data consists of individuals. So in this research question, who's going to give you that information? The male. So we have the individual component, the participants. And then which item that I'm collecting, what kind of item, what kind of information that you are collecting. We are collecting the height. So we call the item that you are collecting, we call variable. So you need those two main components to describe the data, okay? So data consists of individual and variable that gives us information about those individual, okay? So one more time, individual or participants, it can be object or person, and variable, as you see that it is the attribute such as a measurement or label that you're actually collecting. It is item, okay? So that's the information of the data, and I will show you the data set. Let's say I already collect the data from a certain situation. So let's go to the next page. I'm going to go there slowly. So I'm going to hold up here for a second. Does it make sense to you what we are talking about here? So if you got that so far, can you show me your thumbs up? Hi, Tom, Jada, Kayla, Isabel. Okay, that makes sense, right? So here is the real example. Ooh, I know, I know like we have a lot of students who wants to be a nurse or who wants to work in the health field in the future. So this is the real data set. As a nurse, as a doctor, I need to understand what this table means, right? So let's take a look at it. What's going on here? So it looks like your, health data, indicate that we have 1 through 189 patients. So it looks like these are my participants. Don't you think so? So participants, or in other words, these are my individual, which means we collect the item from them. That's my participant. That's my individual. So I will say a total of 189 patients, specifically, they are my individuals who give us these information. So let's take a look at the information. Let's take a look at the item, in other words. So what kind of data, what kind of information did I collect, right? So we have a couple of, you can collect so many different types of data, right? So first one, what is it? I collect their age at delivery. So it looks like these my my participants, it looks like they're pregnancy women, correct? So age is one of my variable. So you can have age. What other information? What other variable did I collect? Weight. I collect their weight. And then what else did I collect? Whether they are a smoker or not. Okay. What else? Whether they visit doctors. I want to know the state, how many times they visit doctor, the time, the number of visit of doctor. What else did I collect? Their race and then the birth weight of baby. So these are variable. So these are my items of that information that I want to know. So far, so good. So that's how you look at the information. We call this as specifically data set. So in this data set, we have a specific individuals. We have a multiple variables that I found out. So you can now interpretate, you can, think about a lot of information from the patient. So now I have a question, okay? So far it looks like very simple, looks like very understandable. So now I have another question. Hey guys, when you look at the variable, age, weight, whether you are a smoker or not, and then the number of visiting doctor, race, and birth weight. Let me hold up for a second. So when you describe age, it's a number, right? Whether the woman, the pregnancy woman, she's a 29 years old and she gave a birth. When she was 32, the patient number 2, when she was 32 years old, she gave a birth. So the age, definitely it is a number. How about the weight? It is also number. She has a 140 pounds, 132 pounds. So these are also number. Weight, age, they are number. But my question is this. How about the smoker? Whether the patient number 1, is she a smoker or not? When you answer to that question, it's not number. You see that? It is a pretty much yes or no question. Okay, so it looks like it's not number. And then whether you're visiting a doctor or not, whether you visit twice, never, or 4 times, these are number. How about the race? You see that? What is the race of the pregnancy woman from the patient number 1 to the 189? Some of them are Caucasian, African American, Asian. It's gonna be different. It's not number, right? And then the birth weight of baby, it's again number. So I have a question. Professor Ben, when I collect the data, when I collect the information we call variable, I found out that some of the variables can be described as a number, but some other variables cannot be described as a number. So you see that? So we're going to talk about the different types of variable.